is a message that wants to come through as far as those of you um, really heavily into purpose or really into trying to discover your purpose or your place within that, or just readjusting or realigning with that, that energy has been coming up quite often in discussions, um, and just within myself. And I've noticed questions as well too, as far as purpose and how to really walk in that purpose. What is my purpose? Is this what I should be doing? So on and so forth. And I feel like Spirit is saying the times that we're in, it really does, it really is speaking to people internally and spiritual within themselves, within the spirit, to want to step into purpose and want to initiate that shift, that divine shift, to be an ambassador of the divine, the Most High, to be an ambassador of love, light, and truth. Um, and I feel like at this time, it is a spiritual battle. It's a lot going on in the world. It's always something's trying to cut my throat chakra off. Yeah, I rebuke whatever that is right there. We cutting that right off. My truth. I'm gonna speak the divine truth. Matter of fact. Um, I feel like for those of you that resonate with this, you guys need to know that it's not that you're not on the right path. I feel like this is really just a time of rest. It's a time of, and when I say rest, doesn't mean that you're just inactive doing nothing, but you're in just being present. You know what I mean? Just being and living, not overextending your energy, not stressing you out mentally, emotionally. You're tuning into spirit. You're taking time out to live your life. You're taking time for yourself in between, of course, well. Spirit is going to direct your steps and guide you. God is going to guide you. You don't have to scramble to find, and it might be a sense of, well, what should I be doing? I'm not doing anything. And it's just, you feel this false sense of guilt. That is not from the Most. Okay, when it's time for you to walk, or when it's time for you to live in purpose, you can even live in purpose just by doing everyday things and touching somebody's life. That's still being a purpose. It doesn't have this big grand scale of something, but for those of you, within yourself, you're called to something. And I feel that, and I've been hearing this message well from other prophetic voices, really, says that there is a shift when it comes to media, influencing, or the influencers, the social media influencers promote capitalism and promote materialism and promote self glorification, self worship, worship such as money, beauty, all these things that are superficial. Um, those those influence authorities as well are being replaced. Will they still have levels of power? Of course. It's a battle. It's a spiritual battle. Of course, going to be those that are ambassadors for darkness versus those that are ambassadors for light, God's truth, divine truth. There's always going to be that battle there. But there's a shift in influencing. Will that be majority on social media? No, I don't believe so. I feel like going to be within the active, within the streets. When I say the street, meaning the world physically, not just online and internet, because shit are going to take place in that area as well. A lot of it. Things will change. I don't know if in our lifetime or what, or within the next few years. I'm pretty sure there will be some changes when it comes to media and things like that. But this is not a time for you to fret. It's not a time for you get off center and off balance and be fear, or to be frustrated with yourself, beating yourself up and down. Um, you can be light and you can be love just through your everyday life. For those that are physically in your presence, those that you have access to, people, strangers that you come across. There's so many ways that you can do this. And I always say, no matter the level of influence, it's still a divine influence, because you, that one person that may touch one person, can touch five people, and those five people can touch triple that, right? And so on and so forth. Or if you have been given a platform to speak to hundreds or thousands of people, 1,000 plus people, that's beautiful. As long as, it's because it's the parable that I'm getting from, I can't remember if it was Mark or if it was in Luke, chapter Luke or Mark, where Jesus was, the parable of the seed. Um, and how some people will hear the message, they'll take the message, they'll apply it for a time, and then they'll drop it, so on and so forth. Some people will reject the message. Some people will take the message and do well with that. So you have to trust that it will fall on fertile grounds. Whatever it is that you're doing, or whatever it is that, whatever your light is in the world, it could be so simplistic. It doesn't have to be too heavy. So give yourself permission to um, rest and not beat yourself up or stress out. I don't want to run this message on too long, but just felt led to share this with you guys, or to share this message, because I feel like a lot of people are really focused on purpose, which is beautiful. You never extend yourself and feel as though you're not doing enough, or you could be doing more, and that's a beautiful mindset to have, to an extent, because it shows that you are about that life, and that you you know that you're called to something, but don't make it a chore. You know, always check in with the divine. The divine knows our path and our steps better than we do. The mind can always conceive. Um, and I'm 100, 1,000% sure that God will give you the divine provision you need to let you know how to do this. And one of the ways to really, you know, um, start this conversation with the divine, and say, how do you want to use me? Or how do you want to use me today? How can I be of a benefit to you, to your kingdom, to my divine assignment that you have in this lifetime? How can I be of service to that? How can I be a benefit to that? You know, God will see for you to walk in that path, to place you where you need to be, open those doors. When you let go of the resistance of needing to know, times, like wanting to know too much and wanting to know things instantaneously, it really blocks the flow of divine, those downloads from the divine, the divine intervention, the angelic intercession, whatever you, it blocks those flows. So hopefully that makes sense. um I think I'm just gonna do like a separate. This is just, yeah. This, I guess you can say, this is just the message. No cards on nothing, but someone needs to hear that. And definitely for those of you that want to work with children, I'm hearing specific. Yes, it's a time where children really. You feel like that's why a lot of us, for those that have been drawn to inner child healing, as a healer, as a divine light, you are most likely, that's just the thing. You got to go through the process of healing. Um, and usually it always goes back to the childhood, always. But I feel for those of you that are drawn to help children, you've done a lot of extensive inner child healing, or you might be someone who studies inner child healing a lot. Um, that's something, maybe that's your expertise, or that's something that God has placed in front of you, like that is your area of study, and going within, about your inner child. Like that's something that you take seriously. That is something that um you spend a lot of time. Some people work on healing in different ways. Our shadow work, it's this layers to it. And genesis of our wounds always go back to the inner child. If not 100%, then at least 99% of our healing starts with the childhood. That's the root of where our issues come from. So some of you guys may be drawn to help children or do something for children, and Spirit is saying you are going to get the divine provision about that. And I feel, um, whoever that might be for, Spirit's going to guide you on that. And again, like, you don't have to overextend yourself. And it will be a time where you're called out from rest, called out of hermit mode, or called out of your consecration process, so that you can actually, you know, a lot of people are coming to place because you are going to be active, you are going to be moving, you are going to be doing a lot of works, whether that's in the community and or through these social platforms, as long as they stand at least. But God is going to be placing people in different environments, and I've been saying that for a few months, that God is placing people in certain places and certain environments where they may feel that they don't fit, or um, place where there is a lot of darkness, but because you're called for it to be the light in those spaces, the true light, not the false light, but the truth light. You know what I'm saying? So, anywho, yeah, that is a message. I do hope that that resonates with whomever needed to hear it, and you guys enjoy your day. It's Friday, so happy Friday, happy Venus Day. Much love. Be blessed, be safe.